Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. Good morning on all the different platforms with all the technology that we have. We'll be spending the next hour and a half together in what we call the boot camp. The idea is that we practice here together and then you practice on your own during the week. It's also a sanctuary for those of us who are on this side of the craziness. Now, as it turns out, my Dharma master, um, Master Zhu, is in town this week, once a year. He comes by San Francisco. Actually, this time is en route after he spent about a month or more in China and Malaysia, and he's returning back to his temple in St. Louis, and he stopped by for 2 days. And so today I won't be doing a Dharma talk. We'll just be working, doing an exercise, and then we'll finish pretty close to 9 o'clock. Okay. Now I did promise that I will start to talk about Buddha's teaching, so I will start with the Heart Sutra next Saturday. And I'm thinking that it might take me 3 months or more. It's a very interesting and important document in that it's really the transition period between the first teaching of Buddha, which is called the Agama period, to the second period of teaching, which what we call the Panya, translate into wisdom. Um, but it's also a very interesting historical document because of who did the translations, and there's a lot of that. Okay, and it can be look at as just something that is um, that you would chant because the words means different things to different people. It can be think of it as a syllabus. It can be think of it as a training document, and it can even be thinking. It can even think as a what would one call that? As 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 you describe the state of awareness. It's a very interesting document. Okay, all right. So today, when we finish, we're gonna at the end, we're gonna be doing this qigong exercise called Yi Jing Jing, and which it's a simple exercise. It takes about just a few minutes, right? 10 minutes or so. Exercise all the entire body from the top to the end. Work on the stretching the connective tissues in the body, working on the muscles, and it's also very cardio. So it's a good exercise. We do that every other week, right? And so to match that, we're going to be doing some chi massage, massaging from our fingertips all the way to the toes, from the top of the head all the way to the bottom of the feet. And so one of the things that I want you to think about is how, as we age, our bodies start to ache a lot, right? We all know that, especially with the fingers, with the joints, and so forth. I want you to think about that. And some of you might say, "Oh, that's just how it is when you get old." Well, of course it is, but at the same time, the Chinese think of it as a sign of inflammation. So when your body inflames, then it causes pain. And the reason that it inflames is because the qi is blocked. So they have a very simple saying that if qi is blocked, it aches. If it doesn't ache, that means that qi is clear. It's that simple, right? Okay, so now we're going to work on the fingertips. So first we're going to bring out our left hand. We're going to bring out the right thumb. We're going to just massage very gently each of the fingertips, which actually is a location of the energy points. Particularly important because it's at the extremity, which means that you have energy that flows out of the body, and then you have energies that flow inside. And the tips, if they get blocked, then basically the entire system gets blocked, right? So now, after we gently massage the fingertip, we're going to work on the joints. So we'll take the right thumb again. We just massage the joints. Now, as you massage, I want you to just pay attention to the change of feeling in your body. And if you have any place where you think, "Oh, that really hurts," that means that that's the area. It's crying out for help. And so that's the area that you want to work on, not just here, but whenever you have time, you're waiting for the bus, you're waiting for in the traffic, you're sitting in front of the TV, you're waiting in the doctor's office, whatever it is that you do, don't just sit there. Just massage your fingers. All right. So we finished your left hand. Now we're going to work on the right hand. Same thing. Work on the joints. And when you work on the joint, just focus on the joint. Focus on the joint. Work on the front. Work on the left. Come back to the front, to the right. And then when you finish that joint, go to the next one. Focus on that next one at a time. And when you finish one finger, then you go to the next finger. Keep maintaining that attention, right? That attention is what we call anchoring your mind. And when you can anchor your mind, then whatever happens outside of you is like a storm, right? It's like just like hurricanes and typhoons and rain and all that. It's just a crazy storm that's going on outside. And as long as you anchor your mind, you're not part of it, right? You can actually maintain your own, not just physical health, but emotional health. It's very important. All right, so now when we're finished with the palm of a hand, we're going to work on the back of the hand. Same thing, very meticulously. We take this time. We take the thumb and the index finger. We put that in between, on the two corners of the fingernails, and we just kind of squeeze it a little. Okay, squeeze it a little, and then work on the other side. Right, work on the other side. It's kind of like, not so much in San Francisco. We don't have that, but outside San Francisco's houses have gutters, right? The rain gutters, and your houses are built trees with trees around, and the leaves fall on the gutter. And okay, now we're gonna work on the joint. Same thing, right? One joint. The tree leaves work on the gutter, and if you clear them, whenever you can, then it's an easy job. But if you let it kind of rot and becomes part of the house, then it's really hard to clear, right? So that's what you have to keep in mind, that since you're working on this every day, at least every week, it's like clear the gutter, just little bit by little. And I do this all day long. I do this all day long. Wherever it aches, I just work on it. All right. So now we're done with the fingers. We're done with the joints. Now we're gonna work on the knuckle. And so let's hold the hand, take the right thumb, use the edge of the thumb, fit between the knuckle, and just kind of massage that. And then in the back of the palm, you notice the bones kind of separate, and then they join. Okay, so in between the bones, kind of fit that thumb, the edge of the thumb in there, and kind of massage. And then now when they join together, if you take two fingers, you feel it, there's two dimple, and they just kind of do some acupressure, right? So we do massage, and now we're gonna do some acupressure. All right. Now when you're done, we're gonna work on that thumb individually. So just kind of massage the thumb, massage the thumb. And then there's a very important energy point right here. So this thumb in the inside is the beginning of the meridian that we name after the lung, right? More accurately, it's a mineral element. So as you come down, I don't remember if this what number this is, but it's L something. And so this is a very important point. So kind of massage that, and then use the knuckle here, and just kind of do that. And you say, "Oh, that hurts." Oh, that means you're doing right. Okay. All right. Okay. Now work on the other side, right? The other side again, fit between the knuckle, and then fit between the bones, the fingers, right? Now you notice that all the things that we work on, they are in between something, right? They're never, and that's when actually the word energy points is not called energy point at all. It's just called the cave points, right? They're inside something, and that's because we work on fascia, right, or what's called myofascia, right, which are the connective tissues. Except that it's not just the muscle that's myo, but it's the connective tissues in the entire body. So the Western medical scientists are starting to study that. They said, what is all this about? Well, it turns out that that's a communication channel that the Western scientists, medical scientists, have completely ignored. Okay, now we work on this energy point, right? So right here, it's very easy to find. It's just right below the thumb. Imagine this is like a drumstick, and just right here. So just kind of push that. and then use the knuckle and do that. Okay. I'm going to show you how to do more massage later, and I want you to remember this point. This is actually when you do massage, it's actually good to use this part, right, to massage your body. I'll come to that. All right. So so now we're done with the palm, we're done with the back, and so let's come back to the center of your palm. In the center of your palm, again, is always the cavity. So in between the middle finger, index finger, it comes down and just right in the middle. So this is a very important energy point. I call that the labor, the chain, the what do I call that? Okay, has something to do with chamber and labor or something like that. Okay, now we're going to try to massage those 2 points. So imagine that point and then there's a circle around it. So just put that point together and then just kind of do that circle and then heat up the inside of your hand. So when you want to, when your shoulder hurts and you want to massage the shoulder, first thing you want to do, rub the hand together. And the reason is that this energy point is the only one in your body that can actually heal, that can actually give out positive energy. And that healing energy is good for yourself, it's good for others. So if you help someone else massage, you do that first. All right. So now we put the right on top of the left, the center of the palm of the back of the hand. The fingers are kind of squeezed together and let it give a good massage. Okay. Now, some of you might notice and that after you massage your fingers, the entire body is warm, and that's because the chi is clear. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're going to do a little bit more finger massage. So let's take one finger at a time. Let's kind of grab that as if this is like an ice cream cone that you put around, and just kind of like this. Okay. And like this, like this. Okay, fingers are very, very important, right? Remember, you always, oh, that's arthritis, right? Take some pain medicine, it'll go away. Yeah, the pain, the sensation will go away. Inflammation did not, right? And pretty soon your fingers are distorted because it's inflamed. Okay, now one last thing, we're gonna grab each of the finger and we're gonna pull on it one joint at a time. Pull on it. Okay. All right, now we're going to do the other hand. Same thing, pull on it one joint at a time. One joint at a time, one joint at a time, one joint at a time, one joint at a time. All right, okay, so we're going to start to do some real finger exercise now. The first one is a Qigong exercise. It's based on the idea that everything um, can be described in terms of energy, and the energy can be described in terms of the five elements. The five elements are the water, the vegetation, the fire, the soil, and then the mineral, right? All five. And it's the how the five elements work together and work against each other that creates that harmony. So they believe that the five fingers represents the five elements, but not only that, the five internal organs are also the five elements, right? The kidney is the water, the the liver is the vegetation, the heart is the fire, the splint is the soil, and then finally the lung is the mineral. And so they really believe that these five fingers, the energies flows into your organs. So if you work on the five fingers, it not only it not only heal the inflammation in the fingers, it also creates the harmony in you. And so this exercise is made very famous by someone who actually has suffered a stroke, and it was part of his physical therapy. And but it also has other effects. So before we do that, let's sit properly. Why do we have to sit properly? Because the energy flows in the body, and the yang energy, what do we call the energy of the sun, the masculine energy, flows in the masculine doesn't mean male, okay? It just there's masculine and feminine. There's excitations and there's restorations. We're all capable of both, right? So by that, it means that the yang energy is flows up your spine, and then and it causes a loop and it comes back, right? So you want to learn how to sit properly first, let that energy flow. So what we want to do now is we want to focus on the lower part of a spine, and we're going to walk walk up the spine. As we do that, we need to stretch your spine. Stretch as if someone pulling the hair on top of your head and just pull it towards the ceiling. Pull it as straight as you can. And then lean back. And the most important part is after you lean back, you relax. And you just put the weight of the upper torso on the spine, not on the back, not on the muscle. Then you lift up your shoulder all the way up. Then you open your shoulder and then you relax again, right? So you sit like this, then you do the Qigong exercise. Now, very simple. We take both hands, we take the thumb and the index finger together, and we just squeeze as hard as we can. Then the middle finger, same thing, squeeze as hard as we can. And then ring finger, same thing. And the pinky, same thing. All right. Now, second part, very simple. Take the thumb, put it in the middle of the index finger, and squeeze. Middle of the middle of the middle finger, squeeze. Middle of the ring finger, squeeze. Middle of the little finger, and squeeze. All right. So something you can do on your own as well. Okay. Now that's the first finger exercise. The second one has more to do with the brain. Okay. Neurological health, and it has to do with separating the left brain from the right brain. So a lot of attentions are now being put in dementia. Okay, so the idea is that uh, it's very scary. 60 and above, 1 hour 10, 85 and above, 1 hour 3 people, our elderly brothers and sisters are suffering from dementia. When you walk in the street these days, especially like in Chinatown or this place where the Chinese people shop, and you will see one taking the hand of the other. And it could be a male, could be a female, could be the grandpa, could be the grandma, and you just know that the one behind, just have some is has some problem. So my father suffered from dementia, so I know a lot about that just from being a caregiver. And when I look back, I noticed that the first thing that happened wasn't the memory. The first thing that happened was not how cognitive function. It was just loss of balance. It was a loss of balance. It was actually the loss of sleep too. We'll come to that. It was a loss of balance. And it turns out that it really has to do with how the left brains and right brains are not working individually anymore. They kind of, you know, like that. And so when that happens, you lose your balance. You lose your coordinations of the fingers. That's one. The other one is that I talk a lot about the evolution of a species. It was the finger that started the evolution, right? The dogs are the smell, right? The cat's probably the eye. Yeah, they can see in the dark. It's amazing. All right. So the second one has more to do with our neurological health, have more to do with separating our left brain from the right brain, and has more to do with the coordinations of the individual fingers. So let's come back to a posture. Remember how we sit now. We stretch our spine, we lift up our shoulder, we lean back up the torso, we open the shoulder, we relax the shoulder, and then relax up the torso. One hand at a time. So let's bring out our right hand, meaning that we're using the left brain. Let's work on these fingers individually. Let's bring the thumb together, bring the thumb inside. Let's bring two fingers down inside. Let's bring the index finger and then the tiny fingers, the small fingers. Now let's lower our right hand, bring up a left hand using our right brain, one finger at a time, the thumb, two fingers, index, and little fingers. Put it down, sit up straight, bring it back up, squeeze as hard as we can, and then now leave the right hand using the left brain. Open the fingers one at a time, but in reverse order. Little finger, index finger, two fingers, thumb. Left hand, little finger, index finger, two fingers, thumb. Put it down. Stretch again. So sit up straight, open the shoulder, lean back, relax. Second time, bring out the right hand, thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers. Left hand, thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers. Two hands, squeeze. Right hand, reverse order, little finger, index, two fingers, thumb. Left, little fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. Stretch as hard as we can. One last time. Close your eye, thumb, two fingers, index, little fingers. Left thumb, two fingers, index, little finger. Squeeze as hard as you can. Back to the right hand, reverse order, little finger, index, thumb, two fingers, thumb. Left, and then one last time in the left hand, little fingers, index, two fingers, thumb. Stretch as hard as we can. Bring it back down. Okay. So this is a very good exercise to help with the your neurological health. Now there's another one that we do. Um, did we do that today? Maybe not. We don't do that today. It's more about the balancing, maintaining that balance. Okay. If if the left brain or right brains are not working individually, lots of things happen. Lots of things happen. You can't even coordinate your eyes. You can't even see depth, right? And so that's why you have problem walking, and you can't balance the body. So all those we do, all those we do, right? All right. So let's come back to our spine. Always come back to the spine. Stretch, lift up the shoulder, leaning back, open the shoulder, relax. And now we're gonna put our hands together, palm together, fingers together, and then push it as hard as you can, and then lift up the elbow so that your arms are horizontal, and then you push as hard as you can, and then you push down. You bring hand without leaving the center, without the center palm remain touching, okay, and then bring it back. All right. Now we go into the second, another part, which is tapping. So we're going to tap at the fingertips first and hold your fingers kind of straight. Now, when we tap, it's part of the mindfulness training. So we want to maintain focus on the fingers. You want to think about your fingers like the instrument, the musical instrument, right? So kids go up there and takes the stick to hit the drum randomly, makes a lot of noise. Someone else went up there and listening to what it's doing, it becomes music. So this is music, all right? So listen to the tapping. Get ready? Go, 30 times. Okay. We're going to work on this in between the fingers. This one has a name. It's basically like the bottom of the the small river, the bottom of the spring. So you cross your fingers like this. We tap that 30 times. Okay. All right. So now we're going to tap in the inside of the palm. The one that comes down from the fingers is what we call the heart, but in Chinese, heart and mind are related, and they mean the same thing. And so this one is actually more about the mental, right? The mind, the thinking mind. And this one, this energy point here, is very similar to that one. So you have one in here, one in here, and so we're going to put that together now. When we say the mind, the first thing it does is that it helps you sleep, right? So as we get old, not only are we body weaker, we talk about aching, but we tend to not sleep so well anymore, right? And that's because what we call the mind energy, right? It's deteriorating. We can't hold our mind as firmly as before. Concentration start to lose. And so this one will help with that. This and that is very, very famous energy point for allowing me to sleep. But in the Chinese philosophy, it's not just one thing. It's again the harmony. So there are other energy points that will help you sleep. Okay. All right. So now let's put it together, form a V, and this part versus that part. Okay. You ready? Not the bone. Okay. Just the muscle part. You ready? Play the music 30 times. Now we're going to do the other side, same thing, forming a V looking down right here. Okay, get ready, go. Okay, now that's the yin side, away from the sun, and this is the yang side, facing the sun. So the heart of the mind, the opposite of that is the small intestines, and then there's now more and more scientific study that relates the probiotic health, the intestinal health to your mind. In fact, there's a report that came out that the intestinal health is there's a correlation between the lack of intestinal health and Parkinson, right? So the Chinese thinks that they think that the mind and the small intestines are related. Now this energy point is kind of at the edge of the palm, so facing the sun. And so you first take the palm, you fold it, you see this line, it's just right there. So now you put it together like this, you flow it flat, you roll up the fingers, making a very small fist 30 times. Okay, now this is the small intestines, which is the yang side of the heart. Turns out that the yang side of the lung is the large intestines, and there's an energy point here that's very famous, and it has a lot of benefits, especially with pain. Okay, remember pain is inflammation, and so this one is called the merging valley. It's in the bottom of the valley. So if you take your index fingers and your thumb, you hold it, you see the valley right here. Okay, actually, first you see the ridge right here. You take the right thumb, you see the line. You put the line on top of the ridge, and you just do some acupressure. And say, oh, that hurts. Okay, well, you do it right. Don't use a fingernail, okay? Use a flat part of your thumb. Do the other side. And now we're going to take that energy point, put it on top of the small intestines on top of the large intestine 30 times. And the other one. So in my Cantonese class, I have student that says, Danny, your class is too long. So what do you mean too long? Yeah, hour and a half, sometimes hour and 45 minutes. I don't have that much time. And so I said, okay, well, let me kind of, I kind of summarize it. Then maybe you could, do not the whole thing, but a little bit. So one way that I summarize it is that turns out that there are 8 cavities that people have recognized as the longevity cavities. So we'll go through all that today. But from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet, the one is around the eye, 2 is below the ear. Write down. 2 is below the ear. 3 is in the armpit. 4 is in the elbow. 5 is around the belly button. Okay, and then 6, 7, 8 we'll do later. All right, it's in the lower part. So we'll come back to the eye. We'll come back to the ear. Let's do the elbow and the armpit now. So you want to learn how to massage, right? So come back to the thumb. So we're going to do 2 things at once. This is an important energy point by itself. So let's just use it as a massage tool. So not only do we benefit the cavity, but we also benefit this. So you take your arm, your right arm, focus on that part, and just put it on the elbow and just kind of massage all 3 points. We're going to come back to that in a minute. Just massage like that, massage. Now do the same the other side. Use the right thumb and just kind of massage. So these are the cavities that are considered longevity cavities. They're also where the lymph nodes are, as it turns out. The Chinese, they don't, the Chinese culture is such that you cannot dissect someone's body. That's considered immoral, right? So even when they take a criminal and beheaded the criminal, that's it. They have to return the whole everything back to the family. People have to die the way they were born, which is in a hole. So it's considered criminal. I mean, atrocious to cut into somebody's body. So Chinese are not into dissection of the body to look at the inside. They do all that by experiencing the flow of energy. All right. So after you massage that, that's the first count. Well, 1, 2, 3. Right. Now take up your hand like this and just kind of massage the armpit. That's a good one. And again, using this part, right? Because a lot of times our fingers are kind of hurt anyway. And so it's hard to really use our fingers, right? And then massage that, all right? And then massage the belly button, just around the belly button. Okay, now, after you finish the belly button, while you're at it, just go around like this. That's the large intestine. So if you have constipation, just kind of go clockwise like that. Okay, like that. All right. Okay, so we'll come back to this cavity. Okay, now, but at least we did one, two, three. Huh? There's two more in the upper torso, which is four and five. Right? Okay, so we'll come back to that, and now we're going to come back to our program, which is scraping in preparation of more finger work. All right. So we're going to take the knuckle now, and we identify the center part of the inner arm, which is what we call the pericardium meridian. We're going to take the knuckle, we're going to scrape. So this is another modality, scraping. Someone knows that, guasa, right? And and then we're just going to scrape along. And you say, oh, that hurts. Well, again, body's crying out for help. So, and you'll find that it's very interesting that when you do this kind of fascia massage, and when it only hurts initially, but when you keep at it, then the pain goes away. Why? Because you clear the channel and the pain goes away. Right? All right, so now we move up, and then now we locate the bone is on the inside the bone. That's the lung meridian. Again, from the elbow all the way down to the wrist and back. And then now we scrape on the bone and feel the bone, see if there's any kinks. And there's a kinks, that means that it's blocking the cross flow of energy. Okay, now the other side, on the outside, is the large intestine, again from the elbow to the wrist. And then now scrape the center, which is what we call the triple warmer, which has no Western equivalent. And it's a mistranslation anyway. And it just means that the three compartment, its entirety of your internals. And scrape the back of the head, palm, scrape the fingers, scrape the thumb, come back, scrape the center line, move slightly, rotate slightly, scrape on the outside of the bone, scrape on top of the bone, scrape on the inside of the bone, scrape the center line, and then now we come back to the heart, the mind. And we scrape. This is very important, very uh, uh, famous energy point, and it will help you sleep. So we scrape about 3 or 4 inches right here. There's actually 4 energy points, and then we're going to scrape until we get to the elbow. Now this energy point continues. We're going to come back to this, and this muscle is very important. Okay, you know, I had to lose a lot of it, but don't lose too much. And then we're going to work on the right hand from the center, from the on the center, from the elbow to the wrist. Come back, and then inside of the bone, and then on the bone, on the outside of the bone, and then stretch, and back of the hand, fingers, thumb, back of the hand, okay, center, outside the bone, on top of the bone, inside the bone, and then in the center, and then what lastly is the mind, and all the way to the elbow. All right, so we got that all clear, ready to do the next exercise, which is action equal to reaction. Action means that you're actually putting out energy, flowing out. That's yang. And reaction is that the yin energy comes back. All right. So back to the posture, sit up straight, stretch, lift up a shoulder, lean back, open the shoulder, relax. Pointing all the fingers towards the camera, locking the elbow, roll up the forefingers. The forefingers are the spring. Now let's use the thumb to hold down the springs. Now we're going to wind up the springs, but we hold it and then we get ready and then we go one, huh? Come back. Don't be afraid. Two, come back. Three, come back. Four, five, six, seven, eight, 9, and 10. All right. Now, if you have carpal tunnel, this is a very good exercise. Have you ever wondered why, when you have carpal tunnel, it hurts here, even though it's the fingers that you're using? Well, because you're blocking the energy, and when the energy is blocked, then this part inflames. So this is very good for that. I use computers all day long, iPhone, iPad all day long. So this is another exercise I do. The next one is more about the shoulder, frozen shoulder. Again, inflammation. So let's stretch our spine, lift up our shoulder, open our shoulder, open as far as we can, and then relax. Now we're going to take our fingers out. We form what's called a lotus hand, which is that we take the thumb and the middle fingers, squeeze it slightly, and then we take the other two, we stretch it. Then we take this lotus hand and we put it in front of the shoulder. We open the shoulder again. This energy point is part of the lung meridian. It's called the gate of the cloud. Okay. Now, if you can, you rotate the hip forward and lean back. Put some energy in the back where the kidneys are. You ready? Back of the hand facing the camera. One, back of the hand facing the camera. Come back, form the lotus hand, put it on the gate to the cloud. Push your hip forward, lean back. Get ready. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, and 10. Okay? All right. So, wow, that's what? 37 minutes. We just started from the fingertips. We got to the shoulder. We got a long way to go. Now we're going to work towards the top of the head to the neck. Now, this actually is a very important energy point, especially those who are taking high blood pressure. You have high blood pressure because you don't have enough oxygen in your brain. Your body tells you that I need more oxygen. So it increases your blood pressure, and then the doctors give you medicine to knock down the blood pressure. So now you're getting even less brain, less oxygen. Then you start to ache right here. Okay, so we're going to clear that to help with your high blood pressure. There's 4 energy points here that are good for that. So first we're going to lock our fingers, put that behind our head, sit up straight, looking straight ahead. We're going to take the thumb, not the fingernail now, just the thumb. We're going to find a cavity. This is what we call a pond of wind. Wind is something that you cannot see, cannot taste, cannot smell. You can only feel. That's nerve. That's the Chinese way of saying nerve. So we're going to push down as if you're squeezing a rubber hose. We're going to lean back and hold it, and then relax. Now we're going to take the right hand, 4 fingers, put that on the left cavity, push it down with all 4 fingers, lean back, and then we're going to grab the left side of the neck as we're opening the channel and pull it to the right. Now we come to this one, and then we do the same thing, pull it to the left. All right. Now we come to this cavity. It's right below the ear, and this is an important cavity, and it's part of the longevity cavity. Why? Because that's the beginning of your vagus nerve. So we're going to take the right hand and we're going to put that below the ear and fit the fingers in between. See, there's like a cavity here, and just kind of massage that. Okay, massage that. Massage that, massage that, and then we're going to massage all the way across, massage all the way across, and then same thing on the other side. Massage that first. That's one of the 5 cavities on the upper torso, the longevity cavity, and then we're going to grab that and just pull it over. And it's important that you whisper to yourself, say, relax, relax, relax. Just 4 more years. Relax. Just another 4 more years. Maybe only 2. Maybe when we take over the Congress again, that would change. Sorry. Okay, now we take the right hand, put that on top of the ear, and do the same thing. Relax. Relax. Same thing on the other side. Relax. Relax. Now we're going to come back. I'm going to put a thumb in between And you can put that on top of the skull. There's an important energy point here that if you just kind of massage that, oh, it seems like you're releasing a lot of stress. And this one is famous for helping you sleep. And then now we come to the cavity again, and then we're gonna massage. And then we're gonna put the thumb on one side and finger on the other side. And we're gonna squeeze the neck this time. Squeeze the neck. And then we're gonna go towards the middle. That's another set of energy point. All four of them help with your high blood pressure. Okay. And then we're gonna go further down. You can kind of grab that. You can feel that there's something you can grab. Yeah. So this is called the door of chi. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna come to the shoulder. Come to the shoulder. Take the right hand. Just kind of massage the shoulder. Massage the shoulder. Massage the shoulder. Okay, now I'm going to do something a little bit new today, something that was taught by my master. I'm going to sit, we're going to take the left hand, we're going to put it all the way to the right. And if you can grab onto something or you can just sit on it, okay? All right, all right. So now you open the left shoulder and then you just kind of, okay? All right, so now you massage the shoulder. I'll get that more refined next time, okay? I'm just starting to snip. But do the same thing on the other side. Sit on that, and then maybe it's the other side. Maybe just kind of turn it, stretch the shoulder, and then massage. The shoulder hurts a lot, right? Shoulder hurts a lot. And all right. Okay, so work on the neck, onto the shoulder, right? Okay, we're done with that back. Now we walk on the front, all right? And we eventually get to around the eyes. That's another cavity. Okay, so now let's get back to the center of the palm. The center of the palm is very important. It's for self-healing. So let's just kind of put that together, generate some heat, and then we're gonna form the empty hand. We're gonna put that in front of our eye, and we move around. When we open it, we don't see. We try not to see any light. So the heat is infrared, so you don't want the eye to experience the infrared. All right. Okay. Get ready. First time, put that in the eye. Second time, in the eye. Third time, put that in the eye. Now we're going to massage the face from the forehead to the chin. And we want to massage the side from the temple all the way down. Now we're going to put that center, the energy point on top of a temple and just going to massage your temple. All right. Now we're going to massage in between the eyebrow. Oh God, that's a lot of stress right there. Okay, massage that. Right. There's another kind of stretch point, and then massage the forehead, and then we're going to massage right here, that beginning of the triangular, the point, the and then. All right. Now we're going to massage the head. This is the part that I practice my gratitude. Very grateful for my body. Very grateful for my big brain. Oh, the back, where the front is responsible for the cognitive function, the back is the memory, and then the lower part is all my motor functions. And then now we're going to massage the neck and massage on top with the ears, and then back to the face, and then back to the fingers, right? So when my father was dying from dementia, you can die from dementia, when the brain stops working, nothing works. So I can see the deterioration. First, it was the cognitive function, then it was the memory. It wasn't that he didn't remember us, it's that he couldn't connect. He sees us every day, he knows that there's someone that cares for him, and then it just doesn't connect with his number one son. That has nothing to do with one another. You just have to accept that, right? Okay, so now we're back to one of the cavity, which is around the eye. Okay, eye is very important, especially as you age. You don't really go to the eye doctor and see how many people go to see the eye doctor for all kinds of reasons, right? Diabetes, glaucoma, right? All kinds of reasons. And so we want to massage that. Now, it turns out that there are 8 energy points around the eye. It's very easy to know. First is at the beginning of the eyebrow, then is the middle eyebrow, Then is the end of the eyebrow. That's three. The other one is at the beginning of the corner of the eye, in the middle of the eye, and then in the tail end of the eye. That's six. And then two more right here. Right? So you can just kind of use your finger to massage or eight every day. That would help with the eye. You can also massage that what I call the pond of wind, because that's the important energy point for the meridian that we name after the gallbladder, which kind of runs between your eye and above your ear. So it's actually good for your eye and your ear. Okay, so let's come back to eye. Now we have a different way of doing it. It's not just massaging the index, but let's do this. Index fingers first. Put that in the beginning of the eyebrow. You can actually feel a cavity. Sit up straight. Push down with your index finger. Use a little bit of your neck muscle and to provide some counter force. Hold it and then relax. Now put the fingers in between the eyebrow and squeeze the eyebrow as if you're squeezing the toothpaste. Now, the reason I do it this way is that not only are you massaging the three energy points, you're actually massaging the oil tubes that runs down to your eye, and it usually gets stuck right here, right? So when the oil tubes are stuck, there's no oil into the eye dries. That's when you have dry eye. It's not because you don't have enough tears. So you can buy all the artificial tears that you want. You can put it in there as often as you want. But if you don't have oil, the water you evaporate. And so you can clear the oil tube by getting a hot towel or wet towel, microwave it, put it on top of your eye, or you can there's all kinds of things you can buy, or you can just do this every day. Do this, do this. And do this, right? Okay, that's the top three plus the oil tube. Now do the bottom, starting at the corner of the eye, just kind of massage until you get to the tail, right below the eye bag, and over here, right below the eye bag, right below the eye bag. Now we come back to the corner of the eye. This corner of the eye, this energy point is called the bright eye. Okay, it actually is related to uh, your. It's a very important energy point for your eye. So just put that at the corner of your eye and just kind of use your don't use your nail. Okay, just kind of put some pressure on it. Okay, now we're gonna come back with the thumb, and then we're gonna go up a little bit. So the thumb's actually on the eye socket. We put some pressure there. Okay, now we're gonna do some eye yoga. Sit up straight. We're gonna close your eye. We're going to rotate the eyeball up, but when you rotate the eyeball up, I want you to imagine looking as far up as you can. You got to use that muscle. And then rotate it to the right. Again, I want you to look as far away as you can while you're closing your eye. And then I want you to look down as if you're looking at the floor, to the left, come back to the top. Now let's do that clockwise. Up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left. Come back to up, counterclockwise. Left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. Open your eyes. It's called a bright eye. Is it bright? Very bright, huh? Okay, so now we're going to massage from the corner of the eye to the corner of the mouth. Okay, and then we're going to come back to the eye, but this time we go further down. You actually feel a cavity right here. And then you're going to take your thumb, you put it right here, you bring it up so you feel a cavity here. Then you're going to put the fingers outside the nose. This is called the welcome fragrance. So obviously it has to do with sinus. And then massage it. Now, this is the part that actually senses. This is the artery that senses whether or not you have enough oxygen into your brain. And if you don't have enough oxygen into your brain, it increases the blood pressure. So blood pressure is a symptom. Okay. All right. So now we're to the ears. The ears are very important. So take a thumb, put that inside. We need to separate into three parts because the inside is also three parts. What's above the diaphragm, and then what's between the diaphragm, the belly button, and what's below the belly button. And that is all reflected into the ear. That's why the ear has the same shape as the fetus, or vice versa. I don't know. Okay, put the thumb in here and just kind of massage. And then put the thumb in the middle and massage. And then use the index finger, put it below and massage the back. Okay, now we come back, massage the tip, massage the edge, massage your ear loop. Leave the thumb behind the ear loop. Put the index finger outside you call it, no, that's what do you call that? The ear canal. And then just kind of massage. Okay, now we're going to massage the back of the ear, which is important for high blood pressure. And so you notice how the ear folds back. There's like a ridge, and so just kind of use your finger, use the thumb, massage all the way down, and then you put two fingers, one on the ear, one on the skull, massage, and then the other side, the back of the ear, and then two fingers, massage, and then we have one more, drumming the ear. Sit up straight, take two hands, put it behind, close the ear, stretch the ear, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right. So now we get to the top of the head. We're going to tap the top of the head. The top of the head is where all the yang energy comes together. There's an energy point right here, just above the ear on that side, called the 100 meet. Now, turns out that on the 100 meets, there's 4 energy points, this direction, that direction, right? There are the four, if I translate literally, it means the 4 clever points. So as always, they have to do with the brain. All right. So now this is important that you sit properly for this one. So once again, stretch, open the shoulder, lean back, relax. One more thing, lean back the forehead so the ears on top of the shoulder, and then tuck in the chin so the top is on top of your central nervous system. We're not just massaging this, tapping this, we're actually energizing the whole central nervous system. So then you take your fingers, you point down with the fingers, you put that on top, and looking straight ahead, tap 30 times. Okay, now we're going to comb the hair with the fingers, more precisely with the energy points at the tip. So don't use your fingernails. Comb it with the fingertips. 1, massaging the the guardian vessel, and also the energy line that we name after the bladder. And these are all yang energy. And then now put that on top of the ears. 1, 2, and then 3. All right. Okay. All right. So now we're going to work on these cavities. This one and this one, right? Remember? So we have the eye, the ears, the armpit, and the armpit, and then the elbow, plus the belly button, right? Those are the 5 on top. So let's work on this one first. Now, to work on this one, we want to do a little bit of stretching of the meridians that we name after the mind. So we take the elbow, we put that on top of the head, we sit up straight, so we're stretching this part, right? Then we pinch the right ear, but then we turn the head to the right, okay? Bring up the right hand, empty hand, put that on the armpit. Now, get ready, listen to the music, get ready, go. Continue. And then the other side, put the elbow on top, sit up straight, looking straight ahead, so you're stretching this part, and then pinch the left ear, turn the head to the left, use the left hand, empty hand, get ready, go. Continue. Okay, now to the elbow. So lock the elbow, palm facing up, bring it up to eye level, use the right hand, empty hand, fingers on top, palm on the side, turn the head to the right, listen with the left ear, get ready, go. Continue. to the other side. Lock the elbow, palm facing up. Left hand, empty hand. Turn your head to the left. Get ready. Go. Continue. Okay. All right. So now we're done with the upper torso. We'll move towards the bottom of the feet, and we're going to work on the lower part. Continue with the tapping first. But this time we're going to tap on the other 6 energy lines. The 3 yin ones are the liver, the spleen, and the kidney. So first we're going to work on inside, which is yin. And first energy point work on is part of the spleen energy line, and is famous for lowering your cholesterol. Your cholesterol is not a disease. High cholesterol is a sign that your body is inflamed, especially your blood vessels are inflamed, and the body is trying to heal it by plastering cholesterol. And so the problem is really is inflammation, not with the cholesterol. All right. So it's very easy, but so this one is actually reducing inflammation, which leads to lower cholesterol. So from the knee, measure 3 fingers, just right here. Now we're going to use the soft fist, which means that we don't hold it. It's not trying to beat the body in submission. We're just setting up a vibration. Get ready. Sit up straight. Go. Okay. Now in the middle, that's part of the liver meridian. Get ready. Go. And then I'm going to close the knee. And then on the yang side is the one that we named after the gallbladder. Remember, we work on the gallbladder energy line in the back of the neck. Everything with the gallbladder has to do with wind, okay, and nerve, right? So these 2 energy by outside is famous for reducing your chance of having a stroke. Again, cholesterol. Again, inflammation. Get ready? Go. Second one. Okay, now above the knee is 2, below the knee is 3. So first find that cavity right below the knee, okay? Now this one has to do with improving your immune function, immunity. Get ready? Go. And then the middle one. And then lower. And then when you lower, you measure from the angle. So you locate your angle, outside angle, you measure 4 fingers, okay, on the outside. Get ready? Go. Okay, now that's the gallbladder is yang. The other yang is the stomach. It's right in front. So you close your knee. From the knee, you measure 4 fingers. You locate the bone, and then it's right outside the bone from the front to the back. Now, this one is part of the stomach. So this first one helps with digestion. Okay, get ready? Go. And then we measure 4 fingers again. Locate the bone on the outside of the bone. Close your knee. Get ready. Go. So this one is digestion, but then together all four is also important for cholesterol. All right. Okay, so now we get to the back, which is the one that we named after the bladder. There's an energy point right here at below the calf, which is very important because the calf is what the Western doctor called the second heart. Okay, and so this energy point actually helps with the whole circulation. So let's take that, put that on the right knee, uh, squeeze it a little, and then we're going to tap that 30 times. And then the other side, put that on the left knee. Now this one actually is also known for reducing your chance of having dementia. In fact, the whole calf has been deterioration of the calf. There's been a study that is tied to dementia. Okay, and then okay, all right. So we're gonna work on the toes now, and let me try to see if I can make this better, because sometimes people complain that they can't see the bottom of the screen, and so I have a little problem here that I'm hard to take it back slightly like this. Hopefully you can see, right? Okay. Now we're gonna massage the toes, but before we do that, let's open up our big toe and the second toe. You see in between, and use your finger, edge of the finger again, and just kind of massage. Now you notice that this is similar to this, right? The fingers and the hands, and so this one is part of the liver. And if you have high blood pressure, these are the four energy points that you want to massage. So before the bones joins together, just kind of do some acupressure right here. Okay. Now we're going to flip it over, bend the toes back. You see the tendon. Just scrape the bottom of your feet. Relax. Scrape the heel, and then scrape the ball area. Massage the toes, both inside and in between the toes, at the bottom of the toe. And then we're going to scrape the arch. The arch has to be very important. But first, you first locate the arch. Then you locate the bone. You just scrape about 2-3 inches below the bone. Then you come back to the arch where it's below the angle. You scrape, and then you scrape the entirety of the arch. Very important, because the splint is here, the kidney is here. Okay, now you locate the angle again, and right towards the Achilles heel, there's a cavity, and this is part of the kidney energy line. It's very important if you have diabetes, also inflammation. Now you locate the angle, locate the knee, you locate the bone connecting them, and it's in the inside the bone you scrape. This is part of the splint energy line, which helps with the stomach for digestion, and that's what we call transformation. But it also that energy line is also part of the energy line also includes the lymphatic system, the lymph node. The lymph node is responsible for returning water, right? So the other function is called transport water back. So if you have swelling in your body, or either way, you overweight, mostly it's just water retaining in the body. It's because your lymphatic system is not good. So that's not a good thing. All right. So now, finally, we get to the very bottom of the feet. So right below the ball area is the energy point. We want to use both thumb and just kind of push really hard. This one is called a gushing spring. Really hard, and then really hard. So one cavity, one of the 8 cavity is here. So take the toes, bend it back, use the empty hand, put that on top of each other. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, now the other side. First, we massage between the big toes and the second toe using the edge of the thumb. Then we do a little bit of acupressure. We flip it over, bend the toes backward, expose the tendon, scrape the bottom of the feet, release, scrape the heel, scrape the ball area, massage the toes individually, in between. And then we scrape the arch right below the bone, scrape the arch right below the heel, scrape the entirety of the arch. We come back, we do acupressure behind the ankle, then we scrape below the bone, and then we come back, do some acupressure at the gushing spring. One, two, three, and then bend the toes backward, use the empty hand, put that together, get ready, go 30 times. Continue. Okay, all right. So we're going to move to the floor exercise now. And so um, I think I mentioned this before. The two signs that it's important to think that you're in good health, and we're not talking about lifespan now. So when we talk about longevity, we're not talking about lifespan. Lifespan has no meaning. If you spend 20 years sitting, lying in the bed, looking at the ceiling all day long, waiting for people to come around and change your diaper, there's no fun in that. Lifespan is not important. It's the health span that is important, right? So two signs that, well, three actually, three that you think that you're in good health and that you are on your way to having a long health span is that you have plenty of saliva. Two, that's one. Second one is that your feet are warm, your feet are not cold. Now, why is that important? If you are in the fight or flight mode, the first thing it does is it turns off your saliva gland. So if your mouth is dry all day long and you walk around with half a gallon of water, that means that your mouth is dry. That means that you are in fight or flight all day long. And that's really bad for you because you're now losing your sensitivity to the stress hormone, particularly the cortisol. The cortisol is there to reduce inflammation. And so if you develop cortisol resistance, then you have no self-healing power. Your body inflames. So the Western doctors understand that now and accept that they're still repeating the same mistake. So if you have a cholesterol, let's knock down the cholesterol. If you have too much cortisol, let's just knock down the cortisol as opposed to saying, hey, let's meditate. So mouth is wet. Feet is warm because feet is cold, meaning that your circulation is bad and your body prioritizes because it needs oxygen in your internal. And it says, forget about the bottom of your feet, right? So good circulation is very important. Finally, something very easy to check. If you sit like this and you just stand up and you sit back and you stand up and you sit back. If you feel any lightheadedness, that's a problem because it says that your adrenal gland is shot. You have what is called adrenal resistance because again, you're under so much stress all the time that the adrenal gland just give up. And so when you actually change your center of gravity, you're supposed to increase your blood pressure. You're supposed, it doesn't do it, and you have lightheadedness. So those are the three things that is really, really, really important. Okay, it's really, really important to maintain. The other three, constipation, insomnia, and indigestion. Things that you're supposed to do during the day, you don't do well. Things you're supposed to do in the night, you don't do well. So one is called yang deficiency, one is called yin deficiency. At night, you're supposed to sleep. You don't sleep because you have too much yang energy, and there's not enough restoration from the yin. You have too much cortisol again. You have no melatonin. What do you expect? Then during the day, you have constipation because your chi, there's not enough chi in your body to actually move your intestine around and help with that part of the action. Same thing with digestion, right? Okay, answer a question. Ali, any suggestions on what to do for treatment resistance depression? I don't understand that. But I'll look it up and see if I could understand that. But I wanted to tell you something else. I talk about health. I talk about physical health. Now people talk about mental health as if you belong into the asylum. I think there's something in between. It's emotional health. Emotional health is very much tied to the harmony. It's very much tied to your autonomous system. So if you have autonomous disorder, meaning that you either get stuck in the fight or flight or you get stuck in the rest of the digest, you don't have that harmony between the two. You don't when you need energy, you're being run over by a bus, you don't the adrenaline doesn't come out fast enough to 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 jump away from that. That's not good, right? Or the opposite is not good. So emotional health is very much tied to autonomous disorder. And this is a problem. This is an epidemic, especially among the young, right? All right. So I'm not answering your question, Ali, because I don't understand it yet, but I'll read about it, okay? I don't want to exactly understand what you mean. All right. So let's do a little bit more. And this time we're going to work on the remaining two categories. Remember, we have eight, right? One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay, now seven. It's right here. Get ready? Go. Continue. And one last one is right here. Okay, I hope I answered some of your questions. Okay, get ready? Go. Okay, so now we're going to do this Qigong exercise that we call the Yi Jing Jing. Now let me explain. Yi, Y, J, J. Y means exchange or renew. This first J is translated into tendon, which is not true. It's really connected tissue. Same Chinese word, different meaning. And then the last one is just a practice. The last J is practice. So this is about clearing the channels, okay? Because the channels are the connective tissue, not just the muscle, not just myotissue, myofascia, but all the internals. Okay, so this exercise comes into 14 form. At the very minimum, it combines stretching, cardio, and muscle building. So first, we're going to come back to the center, the very bottom of a feet, called a gushing spring. We want to kind of stand firmly like this. Then we're going to rotate the toes inward, lower the knee, so we energize the energy point right below the calf. Then we open the shoulder, relax the shoulder. The top of the shoulder is called the well on the shoulder. We align the well with the spring. All right. So then we turn bring back the forehead, tuck in the chin. So the top of the head, where all the yang energy comes there, is facing the sky on top of the central nervous system. So the first is called the spirit boosting palm. We're sending a shock wave through the core of upper torso all the way top, and then it comes back. To do that, we locate the center of a palm. We point the palm down. We bring it just slightly back so that we are on the two sides of the core, which means that we bent our wrist slightly. Okay, we open the shoulder. Get ready?
Now, we're going to push, but we do that with our mind. So the way it goes like this: where the hand goes, the eye goes. Even when you close your eye, it's as if you're paying attention. You're locating the center of your palm. Where the eye goes, the mind goes. So now your mind is at the center of your palm. Where the mind goes, the strength goes. Where the strength goes, the chi goes. Ready? Go. Now back to the breath, one breath at a time. Come back to the restorative, maintaining the sensitivity to your stress hormone. Second time, open your shoulder, pointing the palm down. Get ready. Go. Back to the breath. It's very important that you are completely focused on your breath because we need to maintain that yin yang harmony. As much as you are energized, you need to restore. One last time. Go. And then back to the breath. The second one is called pointing. So you take your thumb and you point it to this energy point, which happen to be called one tail. But you don't touch, you just maintain that circular energy loop. You roll up your four fingers, you take your thumb and you lift it up as hard as you can, as if you're raising two barrels of water. And you're stretching both the lung and the large intestine energy line. And then you relax without lowering your fingers. Focus on your breath, one breath at a time. Second time, and then relax. One last time, and then relax. Lower your hand this time. Completely relax, focusing on your breath. One breath, two breaths. Now, check the inside of your mouth. If the inside of your mouth is dry, that means that you didn't restore. You energize, but you did not restore. The only way you restore is you have no thought, no random thought. Completely focus on your breath. From the beginning to the end. One breath. From the beginning to the breath, second breath. And then you will feel lighter because you are back into the rest and digest. Okay? The third one is called beginner's mind, is what the baby do. You take your thumb, put it across the palm. You take four fingers, you roll up, and you squeeze that fist as hard as you can, energizing both the pericardium and the mind. And then you relax without lowering your hand back to the breath. After two breaths, second time, squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze as hard as you can. Open the fingers, relax. One last time, squeeze as hard as you can. Squeeze as hard as you can. Lower your hand, completely relax. Focus on your breath. One breath, two breaths. Check the inside of your mouth. Close your mouth. Now we're going to take a deep breath. So put the fists together, put it in the belly button. And as we breathe, we raise the upper torso. Get ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. Completely relaxed. Now, put the elbows together. Focus on the back. You ever seen people with a suction cup? That's what you're doing now, is stretching the back. Get ready? Stretch. And then relax. Back to the breath. After two breaths, second time, stretch. Back to the breath. One last time, stretch. Back to the breath. Check the inside of your mouth. Now ready the next one. Next one is called fist on top of the head. So you lift the fist on top of your head, you open your shoulder, you open your fingers, and then you roll your fingers, one joint, two joints, lock it with your thumb, and as if you're squeezing the blood into your heart, squeeze. This is very cardio. And then relax, let the blood come out, come back to the fingertips. Focus on the breath. Second time, open your shoulder and you squeeze. And then ready. After 2 breaths, second, last time, squeeze, and then relax. Next one's called stabbing the shoulder. You open your shoulder, you grab the dagger, you point the dagger on your shoulder, you open your shoulder, and you stab. You feel the tightness in the back of your neck as if someone is squeezing those two energy points that we call the pound of chi, pound of wind. And then you relax. Let the circulation goes all the way to the top of the head. Open the shoulder again. Stab. Feel the tightness. And then relax. One breath. One last time. Stab. Relax. Next one's called a cross. Lock your elbow. Now imagine you have two mountains on the side that you're already touching. You already touch. So you're pushing, you're not punching. Okay? First, you're going to rotate the wrist. Then you're going to rotate the wrist, huh? And then you're going to form the fist, take a deep breath, hold the breath, and then push. And then you go, boom. Boom means avalanche. You just cause an avalanche. You push the snow mountains until you cause an avalanche. Huh? Get ready. Take a deep breath, hold the breath, push. Boom. Relax. One last time. Hold your breath. Boom. We do the same in the front. It's called hanging, which means you lock your elbow as if you're hanging close on your arm. Again, rotate the wrist, form the fist, take a deep breath, hold the breath, push. Boom. Second time. Boom. One last time. Boom. Now you're going to do lift up, mainly that muscle. Okay, this is the important part. So this is coming to the muscle part. Look up, grab the bar, and pull yourself up as hard as you can. And then relax. Back to the breath. Feel the inside of your mouth. Second time. And then relax. One breath at a time. One last time. And then relax. Next one is similar. I call it ripping the yellow page. Basically working on this muscle that helps with your lung. Get ready? Rip. And then relax. Second time. Rip. And then relax. One last time. And relax. Now this is where you swallow the saliva. So if you don't have any saliva in your mouth, you're doing it wrong. Okay, get ready? Take a deep breath. Swallow. All the way down. Okay, now it's a good time to check your goat stand. And here until the end, we don't lock a knee. Okay, always bend the knee. Always activating this calf. Okay, now we're gonna come back. Adjust the back so we're standing straight. Then back of the hand touching. Now as we lower, we don't stand up. We continue to bend the knee. Okay, looking straight down. Squeeze the fist one time. Squeeze the fist again. One last time. Okay, now rotate the palm. So we're looking at the center of the palm. Without standing, without locking your knee. Okay, loosening up your knee. Take a deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Push. Breathe in. Breathe out. Completely relax. I'm going to do meditation, okay? All right, now
So I talk a great deal about autonomous disorder, how that leads to inflammation because you lose your self-healing power. How do you restore it? In addition to all the exercise that we do, abdominal breathing. Abdominal breathing means that you are moving your diaphragm, moving the diaphragm. All right, so let's sit up straight, focus on our belly button. Let's do 3 minutes of preparation, which means that first we're gonna locate, uh, we're gonna pay attention to our breathing. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. When you finish with the energetic exercise like the YJJ, it's very easy to um, observe your breath, right? Because you're huffing and puffing. So just focus on that. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Now, anchor your mind on your belly button. When you know that you're breathing in, you move the belly button forward. And when you know that you're breathing out, you move the belly button back. Okay? That's all we do, right? So we'll do more next time. I'm running out of time. So let's just sit for 5 minutes doing just that. That already is very important because what it does is that it puts you into the fight or flight when you breathe in. It puts you in the rest and digest when you breathe out. Cycling between the two. When you breathe in, your heart rate actually goes up. When you breathe out, your heart rate goes down. That can be measured. It's called heart rate variability. And there's been a study that uh, um, shows the correlation between HRV and dementia. Okay, reduce inflammation again. All right, so let's sit 5 minutes and we'll be in the class. I gotta go today. Okay. Okay, open your eyes. So back in the days when I was an entrepreneur, running my own companies, we call it eating your own dog food. The idea is that if you're selling dog food, at least taste it. Otherwise, how would you know if it's good for the consumer? So it's called eating your own dog food. Well, guess what? I eat my own dog food because I practice here with you every Saturday, doing exactly the same thing. We practice 6 times a week, right? 6 times a week we do this, and I do this with my mom, who's celebrating her 89th birthday this year. I'll be celebrating my 69th. We actually have students that are older than her. We practice together, just like this, right? So so I hope you don't just come here for the weekend, that you try to practice on your own as well. Simplest thing you can do is just 7 minutes of standing, 7 minutes of sitting. When you stand, you try to stand without locking your knee, so you're activating your calf, your second heart. When you sit, try to focus on your belly button and just exercise your diaphragm. And that itself already um, allows you to re-energize your self-healing and reduce inflammation, because it cycles between the two autonomous disorder, two autonomous nerve. Okay. All right. So I'll see you all next Saturday. Um, After next Saturday, I'm going to be taking 3 Saturdays off, doing my quarterly visit to the land of Zen. Okay. All right. So be blessed, and let us all be blessed with health, happiness, and harmony. Namaste. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. 應該發包紙見. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. Bye everyone. Thank you for all the donations.